you, our attendees. Joining us today, Dr. Pappas, Director of the Mediterranean region at the Global Sustainable Tourism Council. I would like to ask a visionary question to all our speakers. Let us assume that a vaccine is effectively produced and distributed during the first half of 2021. From your perspective, please describe to us how the tourism sector will look like and what needs to be done to adapt to the new reality. Dr. Pappas, your perspective.
Yes, good morning from Athens. Thank you very much for this invitation to participate and contribute to this very valuable discussion. I would like to say that actually this is a very strange and difficult situation that we have. It is something that we would like to, let's say, to pass as fast as possible. As you can imagine, my organization, the Global Sustainable Tourism Council, I'm based actually in Athens. I'm working with Europe, Middle East, and Africa, mainly on north part, especially with Egypt, but also we're working very close with Botswana. We have some members from Kenya, from Rwanda. So we're very engaged, and we would like to be more engaged with Africa. And actually, we also support, let's say, some initiatives that are working very close for the next day. I mean, the day that we would like to have. What is going to be the model the next day? So we are supporting very much the Future of Tourism Coalition, which is a coalition about what's going to be the tourism afterwards, after this COVID situation, if there's going to be a third wave or something, I don't know, but we will see. In any case, the vaccine situation, and especially I'm talking now more about the European situation. We are on the south part of Europe. It is a situation that this hope is here, and we need to have this situation because vaccines are going to be probably available in the first months of 2021. But we never know what exactly is going to be the situation, because the rate of vaccines to go in each country and how the people are going to be after this period, and what's going to be the financial condition, because it's also very important, not only just to have and would like to go for travel, but also what's going to be the mentality of people and let's say the dreaming of the people. So we think that it's going to be, let's say, a rebound of around, let's say, 70 or 60 or 70%. These are the numbers that we have right now. We hope that's going to be the situation, but really, I think from my personal view, because we are working a lot with numbers these days, it's going to be a full recovery in 2022, 2023. And it will be very close related of what is going to be really the disaster on the tourism value chain after the situation, because this depends from the country, it depends from the situation. We hope that it's going to be there, and we hope that the countries and the public domain is going to support the private domain also. This is very crucial for our perspective, and we're going to be there in order to support also for a more sustainable future of tourism.
Thank you. If we just give it a guess, by which year do you think things will be going back to normal? Dr. Pappas, when do you think things will be back to normal?
I think I mentioned before, I don't accept, I see in 2021 around 70% or 60 to 7%. Not before 2023 or 24, we're going to have, let's say, a different normality, because we're not going to have the same thing like before. I think many things, especially in hotels, in food sector, in restaurants, in transportation, are going to last for at least 2 to 3 years after, let's say, the normality, because it is a way of living, and people are afraid a little bit. There are many people, even here in Greece, who have a survey these days, the release that says that 2 out of 4 are not going to be accept to take the vaccine. So this, there are many things that are around, but we have to deal with the scientists. We have to deal with the decision of the politicians based on scientific facts, and we have to do something because the economy is going to be destroyed if we are going to do something and stay home, because this is not a way of living, not only in Africa, but also in Europe, in the Mediterranean area, in many areas around the globe, and I fully agree. So
yeah.
This is going to be the case.
So human behavior is something yet to understand under these current situations. You could expect the vaccine to be out, but you can never know if people will take it or not. Excellent. And you are all into sustainability. Can you please speak about the future of sustainable tourism and how is the perfect time to encourage governments to support it?
Yeah, I think it's the good thing of a bad situation, I can say. I mean, COVID is a very bad situation, very bad thing. We have so many deaths, so many people are suffering, and of course the secondary effect, third effect, which is the economy, recession, at least in Europe, so we're going to have minus 15, minus 1.5, minus 15. So it's going to be a big impact. Because of this opportunity, we have a very interesting, let's say, outcome and monitoring of the behavior of the travelers after the first wave. Because now in Europe we have the second wave, and there are many thoughts about the third wave actually around February or March. So we saw many nice things, like the people are like to keep the distances, so they would like to go not a big, let's say, facilities, but going more in villas, in small places. Let's say, would like to have more authenticity, which is also a more sustainable way to support the locals. I mean, this is a very good model, and we think that it's not going to be the same after the end of this COVID. So sustainability, there are almost 5 to 6 coalitions, big consortiums around the globe right now that are working on the future project and decision making and strategy about tourism. And this is going to be based mostly on sustainability. Like, let's say, we're not going to have exactly the same over-tourism model or bad managed model. We're going to have more realistic solutions, more emphasis on small units, on authenticity, on supporting the locals. So these things are very good. And of course, more, let's say, to solutions that very close, let's say, also to the huge old issue that we have to deal with, also climate change. Climate change is over there. So we have to connect things again. We have to decide what is best for us. And sustainability, I have to say, is one part of the answer, and is, I think, one of the most ones, in order to protect many things, like health, like environment, like the people that would like to trust, travel, and enjoy the authenticity. I think this is the message, and we're very, very sure that this is going to be the case based on, let's say, realistic approach. Of course, with many transformation issues, but we have to decide what exactly we would like to do. We see that also in Greece, we see that also in many other countries, and I think this is going to be the case.
Excellent. So from your perspective, things like ecotourism, adventure tourism, hiking, a lot of these activities that do not force you to be in one closed space would flourish under the current conditions. Mike, I sit on a board of an association called the Jordan Trail, which is a hiking trail that is 650 kilometers long, and it's to the eastern side of the Great Rift Valley, which is an extension of Africa in a way. So I'm speaking about Africa in a way as well. So what we're seeing is that when travel was limited, a lot of people started going on these hikes. There are homestays on the way, local communities benefit, and this links very well with sustainable tourism, I think, that Dr. Pappas spoke about. Let us assume you had an extra $50 million in your pocket, and you could invest them anywhere in the world, where, when, and how will you go about investing them? Dr. Pappas.
Yeah, I fully agree with the other speakers. I was 2 years ago in Botswana in many camps around, so it was extremely interesting experience. What I would like to add only is that I would like to select something with other criteria that we have shared, together with the opportunity to have local supply, value, and responsible businesses. I would like to all the money to stay in the area, to the locals, nothing more. We can build whatever you like, let's say smart, cheap, whatever, but we need 100% of the money to stay there. This is the only criteria that we like to serve.
That's wonderful. And I think this is really needed all over the world, not only just in Africa. Yeah. Very good. So we have a comment here, I think it's a comment, not a question, from a guy in Egypt who's saying that the sector is suffering a lot and it needs international support in order to preserve the future of people, wildlife, and historical sites, I believe, around the continent. So maybe this is something we mention here so that if anybody from the international sector or financial sector or whatever is listening, maybe this is something that really requires a lot of support.
Yeah, I think most of us already said a lot of things that are really interesting and useful. I just want to say that I think all of us we should build upon our strengths, and we have to see inside and see what are our strengths, how we can do many other things, especially for the locals, especially for the local community, how we can gain things during this period and during this time that we're close or we're trying to find a way, a light towards that tunnel in order to see what's going to be in the future. The future is going to be a little or more different, that's for sure. We have taken the lessons, I think, and we hope that we're going to change the future in a more sustainable way, because this is what really I think the travelers would like to see in the next, let's say, years or decades, a change of attitude in order to have something more healthy, more reliable, more authentic. And I think this is the way that the things are going to happen. And we're very positive, and we think that we're going to be there the next day all together and build on strengths.
Thanks a lot. So change is the only constant. The face of the future, the tourism sector would be totally different, or to a certain extent at least, but it will be different. I would really like to thank all of you for a wonderful dialogue we had, and for all the insights, wisdom, and knowledge that you shared with us today and with the audience. Thanks a lot. And with this, I conclude this session. Bye for now.
Thank you, Mohammad. Thank you, Laetitia. Ioannis, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.